Marathon running, like golf, is a game for players, not winners. That is why Wilson sells golf clubs and Nike sells running shoes. The 80s will not be a healthy decade for games designed only for winners, except at the very pinnacle of professional sport, like the Super Bowl or the heavyweight championship of the world. The rest of us will have to adjust to this notion or go mad from losing. Some people will argue, but not many. The concept of victory through defeat has already taken root, and a lot of people say it makes sense. The Honolulu Marathon was a showcase example of the new ethic. The main prize in this race was a great T-shirt for every one of the 4,000 finishers. That was the test, and the only ones who failed were those who dropped out. There was no special shirt for the winner, who finished so far ahead of the others that only a handful of them ever saw him until the race was long over, and not one of them was close enough to McDonald in those last 2 miles before the finish to see how a real winner runs. The other 5 or 6 or even 7 or 8,000 entrants were running for their own reasons, and this is the angle we need, the raison d'être, as it were. Why do those buggers run? Why do they punish themselves so brutally for no prize at all? What kind of sick instinct would cause 8,000 supposedly smart people to get up at 4 a.m. and stagger at high speed through the streets of Waikiki for 26 ball-busting miles in a race that less than a dozen of them have the slightest chance of winning? These are the kind of questions that can make life interesting for an all-expense-paid weekend at the best hotel in Honolulu. But that weekend is over now, and we have moved our base to Kona, 150 miles downwind, the Gold Coast of Hawaii, where anybody even half-hooked in the local real estate market will tell you that life is better and bigger and lazier and, yes, even richer in every way than on any one of the other islands in this harsh little maze of volcanic zits out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, 5,000 miles from anywhere at all. There's no sane reason at all for these runners. Only a fool would try to explain why 4,000 Japanese ran at top speed past the USS Arizona, sunken memorial in the middle of Pearl Harbor, along with another 4,000 or 5,000 certified American liberals cranked up on beer and spaghetti, and all taking the whole thing so seriously that only 1 in 2,000 could even smile at the idea of a 26-mile race featuring 4,000 Japanese that begins and ends within a stone's throw of Pearl Harbor on the morning of December 7th, 1980.